Hi, I'm Phil Robertson, Future of the Force. Jason, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's no, it's truly it's our pleasure. Let's get down to it.
Sure.
Transformers One delivers our most fantastic view at a new kind of Cybertron. How do you conceptualize this fantastic new take on the property and a planet we've known and loved for years?
It's a great question. I feel like it's all about looking back at the past and remembering the details that we all grew up with and really love and want to honor. And so looking back at like the 1984 series as well as the 1986 movie, we wanted to make sure that we were not only creating a fan service, but also respecting the design that was there before us. So I looked at Floro Derry, who was the original designer supervisor on the 84-86 film,
Mm.
and also looked at all the Michael Bay stuff, games even, War for Cybertron and all those games. And we took pieces and bits of all those elements and then tried to inject it into something new, where a new story was being told and sort of a standalone story in a way where anybody that hasn't seen Transformers, before can be invited into this world. And so I'm very excited about what we were able to accomplish. And hopefully you've seen the movie and can kind of see how we try to transcend all of those elements into what we were moving forward with.
No, I have. I've seen it twice, and I love every second of it. And the last 20 minutes, the payoff is insane, absolutely insane. I mean, as a Gen 1 fan, it resonated with me on a personal level as well as a journalist, and I absolutely loved the film.
That makes me so happy to hear. And this film is for you. This
Well,
this
I
film is
appreciate that.
no, truly. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 1980. So this is a love letter on a visual language to everybody that grew up during that time.
Mhm.
And I am speaking to almost my, 4-year-old, 6-year-old self while I was making the film.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, tapping into that, I mean, seeing Optimus Prime transform for the very first time, obviously as Orion Pax, that was something really special. How did you even approach conceptualizing Prime's first ever transformation?
We wanted to make that scene feel larger than life. We knew that was the moment of breakup between the two characters. And once he's crossed that threshold and gone fully to the dark side, when he has his physical change, and that's D16 turning into Megatron, we wanted that peril to be real. And we actually allowed Optimus to die, just like the original 86 film. And so we wanted to see the crescendo come to life there. And if you watch that film, there's very little dialogue. It's all visual.
Mm,
And Josh Cooley, our director, and I had discussions of looking at even at like 2001 Space Odyssey, where he's moving through these superstructures into the
mm.
core of the planet and having it feel more like psychological rather than actual tangible physical. And so you're taking the philosophical sort of moral and twisting that and bending the world around it as they become who they're supposed to be. And the crescendo is that he's meeting his God, Primus, and he's right in front of them, sitting in front of him as a small scale in front of this inverted sun. And that's the ultimate energy for the planet. He is the planet. So we wanted to showcase that grandeur and also having the Force Ghost and the surrounding primes, inviting him to accept the matrix of leadership. That was a pivotal moment for us, and we wanted that to feel magnificent. And so we spent a lot of time designing that, thinking about it, working very closely with my art department, Yun Ling, who did the color script for it, as well as I did. And also our cinematographer, Chris Batty, who really told the world optically through the lens and making sure that it felt like it had big gravitas and proscenium at the very end.
Right. And final question, I mean, that you've given us a very unique look and a very unique take on the planet. I mean, how do you go from the conceptualized phase to storyboarding and bringing this incredible world to life?
Thankfully, Josh is the best visual storyteller I've ever met. So I got a chance to ask questions very early on and be in those story pitches. So while they were creating the storyboards, I was actually sitting in a room pitching ideas at the same time, and Josh invited that. So I would grab references, I would do very rough sketches, I would do big paintings, hand them over to the story department, and they would incorporate that into the storyboarding process. And I was actually working with a virtual art department that built a lot of the sets ourselves. So we actually built every set in the movie is actually built by my art department at a rough scale. And then we would hand that over to Industrial Light and Magic. And they would take that and they would plus the detail, add the surfacing, make sure that the lighting was working comprehensively. And I would color script the entire movie by hand by doing mini paintings all the way to
Wow.
the very end of the movie from beginning to end to feel the visual arc of that emotionality coming together on screen. So I'm very much a part of the storytelling, but also the visual language of the film from start to
Wow,
finish.
that's incredible. I mean, just from a fan's point of view, I'd just like to thank you for the film. It's something that's really special. It's resonated with a lot of people like me of my age, and it's made me now go back to my old days. It's triggered my nostalgia. I'm a big kid again, especially in the last hour or so. It's just it's a special film.
Thank you for saying that, Phil. It's a treat and a delight to be part of this franchise. And like yourself, it's a full circle moment for me
Mm.
to be able to say that I was a part of that property and invested as a kid, and now as an adult to be able to breathe new life into it and bring a whole new audience to it as well, to our kids, our nieces and nephews, people that we love that surround us. It's fan service, but it's also a love letter to them, and hopefully they have a new inspiration for the franchise and the series.
Very much so. It's very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I
Thanks for taking the
appreciate
time
you.
and speaking to us and the readers of Future of the Force. We very much appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for your
You
time.
too. All the best now. Take care.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.